Hi Collective, this is Monique with Puissant Ascension, and we're getting ready to look into the general energies surrounding you. But first, let's chime. Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, whoever you are, wherever you are, if you've clicked on this reading, it means there's something in here for you. So welcome. My readings are timeless, so when you find them is when you are meant to find them. Let's get into it. Ancestors, guides, angels. This reading is for my high vibrational collective energies surrounding the general energies surrounding them. That was very redundant, but you get what I'm trying to say. You get what I'm saying. Ancestors, guides, angels, what messages or what message do you have for the collective energy? Make it clear. What message do you have for the collective energy, Spirit? What messages? Give us just one clear message, Spirit, for the collective. All right, so we have the Ace of Cups, we have the Lovers, and we have the Three of Swords. So some of you could be dealing with complications or disappointment regarding the matters of the heart. Okay, some of you could feel emotionally high-strung. And this is why you want to be very, very careful when it comes to matters of the heart. You never want to give your all to anyone. Because if you're giving your all to someone, what do you have left for yourself? Right? Exactly. Now, some people who are insecure, people who are naturally codependent or overly emotional may say, oh, that's selfish. No, it's not. Right? Because you want to make sure that you're able to give to you, right? Making sure that your chalice is overflowing like this one here, so that when you do decide to give some of your energy to matters of the heart, you're giving from your overflow. You're not giving from an empty chalice that's depleted and dry as the Sahara Desert, right? So you never want to give your all, ever. If you're going to give your all to anything, give your all to yourself, okay? Because when you give your all to yourself, you're overflowing, and then you can give the remnants to others, okay? Exactly. I want to be clear about that, because a lot of people are doing too much. And when you do too much, you get the least, okay? Unless you're doing the most for yourself, then you get the most. You're welcome. So yeah, matters of the heart, don't give your all. That's not very smart. You're welcome. Okay. Tell us more, Spirit. This is for the collective regarding the general energies surrounding them. Okay. All right. We have the Lovers giving that Gemini energy. Beautiful. Bottom of the deck. Oh, look at that. Some of you could be embarking upon a new romantic entanglement, a new romantic relationship. Wow. So then I'm glad that we got that warning in the beginning. Some of you, this is a warning to avoid the Three of Swords. So to avoid the Three of Swords energy of disappointment, deception, do not give your all. Definitely give of yourself freely. Be open and receptive. Right? Of course, trust is earned over time. So you don't start with unlimited trust of someone. You start with about this much trust. And depending on how they're showing up for you in your life, you either give more trust based off of their track record, or you do that and then you block and delete. Because if somebody is not allowing you to trust them, therefore you can't open up to them, they don't need to be in your life. I hope this makes sense. So the more that they show up for you, the more that they are who they say they are, their actions speak louder than their words, their actions line up with their words, then the trust grows exponentially, both ways, for them and for you. But the more they're lying, they're deceitful, they're untrustworthy, you feel weird energy about them, you see the red flags that you're not compatible with, honey, block and delete. Does that make sense? You're welcome. I'm a visual learner as well. Hope that helps. We have the Fool. I mean, some of you are embarking upon a beautiful, I'm hearing whirlwind romance. Okay? Yeah. Oh, wow. For some of you, this could be with a Libra or someone who has heavy Libra placement in your chart. It's so funny too, because I just did a Libra reading and it was kind of similar. So, cool. We have the 3 of Wands and we have the 5 of Wands, and then we have the 2 of Swords and the 7 of Wands. I feel like this new situation, whether it's a romantic situation or a work situation, there is going to be some interference. So be very, very careful about that. Okay, I would recommend that if this is a situation, like I said, whether it's romantic or business, keep this partnership under wraps for a while. I wouldn't tell too many people about this because, especially nowadays when people know what you have going on in your personal life, a lot of people are miserable and they want to sabotage that. Misery loves company. And I'm not saying this out of fear, I'm just saying this out of awareness, and I've seen it happen to a lot of people in the past. So keep this beautiful budding relationship, all right, whether it's business or pleasure, keep it to yourself to avoid conflict. I do feel like someone does have a hanger-on, okay, who is still, I'm hearing infatuated with this person. So be mindful of that too. Make sure that people are tying up their loose ends and not monkey branching from one relationship to the next, because you definitely don't want to bring drama into a new budding relationship. That's just defeating the purpose of trust, okay? That causes mistrust. So be mindful of that, collective, all right, whether this is business or pleasure. Beautiful. Tell us more, Spirit. Give us some more context regarding the general energy surrounding the collective. Give us more context, Spirit. Clarify the Lovers. Why is the Lovers here for the collective? Please and thank you. I mean, when you think about it, like when trees grow, you plant the seed, right? Or even like any type of plant. You plant the seed and it germinates? It germinates in the darkness. You don't see what's going on. It germinates in the darkness, and then you might see a little bit of a sprout pop up, right? But if you snatch out the sprout, it could still grow and germinate again, but it's just like, you want to make sure that you are cultivating meaningful relationships, not necessarily in the darkness, but keeping it between you. So I mean, like, don't post it on social media, right? I mean, I'm the type of person, I mean, you know, if you're going to post something on social media, post your wedding ring, you know, or your engagement ring, but don't even post your man or your woman at this point in this world that we live in, if you're going to post to social media. Keep that to yourself. Keep sacred relationships to yourself. Even when it comes to business partnerships, right? Don't be too eager to talk about it, okay? Because now so many people have access to you in your energy now because of social media, so you got to be very, very careful. Not out of fear, but just out of awareness, because 20 years ago, nobody had access to you. People who you allowed in your bubble knew what you were doing, okay? And if you had a small bubble, that's less energy. But now, especially if you're active on social media, everyone has access to your energy. So you have to move a bit differently. You have to adjust to the times that we live in. Okay? Tell us more, Spirit. Okay. All right. We have the 6 of Wands, success, victory, forward movement. We have the 9 of Swords. It's giving that worrywart energy. Not really a fan of that. overthinking, sleepless nights even. Okay. We have the Four of Wands. The Nine of Wands. Yeah, some of you are looking to move in with someone, but you're in your head about it. And I feel like some of you could be in your head about this partnership because you're allowing other people to get in your ear. Do not tell people your fucking business. Okay? Stop telling people your business. Because then their projections and their insecurities seep into your mind, and then you have sleepless nights for no reason about this new budding relationship. Why would you allow an outsider to have a say-so on your relationships? That's just madness. Don't do it. Keep your mouth closed. Pinch those lips. Close. Zip them up to avoid this. Okay? See? Someone's talking too much. If it's not you, it's them. They need to shut up. Because this is just causing unnecessary energy. Clarify the Nine of Swords. Strength. And the Queen of Swords. Yeah. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy with the Queen of Swords. I like to call this my slice and dice queen, right? Cutting out the worry, fear, and doubt by stop telling people your business. That's how you do it. Some people like to confide in random people, but it's like if they're not doing better than you, if they're not having a healthy, thriving, beautiful, growth-oriented relationship, something that you aspire to have, do not take advice from them. They don't know anything. And I'm not saying that people that are not experiencing certain types of relationships shouldn't have an opinion. They can have an opinion on their own life. Do not confide into people who are not living the life or having the relationships that you desire. That's the rule. Okay? Because if you're talking to miserable people about a beautiful budding relationship, that could be jealousy that they're giving out. That could be insecurity. That could be their own projections they're pushing onto you because they've never had a relationship built on trust. Be very, very mindful of who you confide into. You're welcome. Yeah, the Ace of Swords was at the bottom of the deck. I should have flipped it over because it means silence. Cut out that. Cut out that type of communication and get clear on what you want. The Tower and the Four of Cups, yeah. And then the Page of Swords, yeah. I feel like this could be a really, really good thing for you, collective, if this is a romantic or even a business situation. But because you're confiding into the wrong people, it's causing unnecessary energy. So please stop. Okay? Keep your business to yourself, whether this is business, whether this is pleasure. And if you need to relay this to the person that you're speaking to, and let's say this person likes to confide into random people, maybe that's a lack of compatibility, and you don't need to go further with this person. Because if they're not able to keep your romantic communication within just the two of you, or a counselor, if you hire a counselor or something, someone who's also married or whatever, okay? There's no need, there's a lack of compatibility. If you have somebody who likes to talk outside of the relationship and you want to keep it inside the relationship, that's a lack of compatibility. You need to be on the same accord. You need to be on the same path. I'm not talking to people about my relationship, and you're not talking to people about our relationship. We're keeping it within us. If we need to talk to anybody to help us troubleshoot, it needs to be somebody who has the relationships that we want. Longevity, trust, stability. Not a random person who's been single for 15,000 years and who's jaded by the world. You don't want to ask them for advice. They might give great advice, but it might not be the advice you need for your situation. I hope this makes sense. Anything else, Spirit, for the collective? That was very specific. That's for somebody. And if you do want a personal reading, I do offer love and romance readings. The link to my website's in the description. Feel free to book your reading anytime. For those of you who've recently booked your readings, thank you so much for your support. Check your inbox because you should have your reading there now. All right. Yeah, so check your inbox. If you're new to me, check your junk mail, check your spam. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? All right, we have pendulum, fluctuating income, indecision, new strategy, seasonal work, job change, making choices. We have clover, lucky break, gamble, good fortune, chance, finance, outdoors, risky business, surprises. Yeah, I'm hearing the word insidious. Some of you or someone you're dealing with is talking about your relationship to other people to get their like approval, all right, which is a sign of insecurity. And they're seeping into their mind in an insidious way, hence the 9 of Swords and the 8 of Swords. This may be a sign of lack of compatibility, people. Okay? And if that's the case, let it go. Fly like an eagle. We have wings, rising above money issues, business taking off, profit, spiritual work, life, purpose, mission. Okay. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else you want to say to the collective? Yeah, don't let other people sabotage your beautiful budding situation. Okay, don't self-sabotage here. Toxic man, ew, putrid, hazard, cynical, negative, sour, destructive, tainted, yeah. For my divine feminine energies, okay, or for people who date men, all right, this man has like some toxic, jaded male friend in his ear, okay? And so now the person that you're budding a relationship with is apprehensive. If this person is a follower and they're not a leader, cut your losses now, because that's always going to be a problem in your relationship. Cut them the fuck off. They're useless. If you have a man and he's allowing another man to whisper in his ear about you, then they need to just go ahead and fuck each other and get it over with. Yes, that's raw, but I meant every freaking word. Every emphasis. You're welcome. Because it's always going to be a problem. If you're dealing with a man that listens to other people, and vice versa, flip it how you need to flip it, but this says toxic man, so find out where you fit. If you're dealing with somebody who listens to others, when it comes to their relationships, they're weak. And you don't want a weak man, because a weak man is a useless man. You're welcome. Anything else, Spirit? Anything else? Open-minded, beautiful. Shenanigans, okay. Emotional instability, yeah. All right, cut your losses. If this is what you're going through, just look at that. Third-party interference. Toxic, yeah. This person listens to what other people say, and to me, they're lily-livered. They're a loser. I don't care what they're doing in their life. If they're too insecure to listen to their own mind and to stand up for their own mind and to go for who they want to be with, they're weak. And the last thing you want is a weak man in your life. That's the last thing you want. Okay? Because then you're going to end up being the man in the relationship if you're the divine feminine. And who wants that? Like, you're already the woman. Why do you have to be the man too? No. Abso-fucking-lutely not. So cut your losses if this is the case for you. Anything else, Spirit, for the collective? Shine, the number 32. I feel like this person could also feel insecure because you shine. Maybe you have a very strong social media presence, but it's for your business. So you don't do anything personal on social media. Maybe you just post about your business and that's it. But this person's insecure about that. And if that's the case, again, they're weak. Move along. Move along. Now, if you're on social media pining for attention and, you know, twerking for coins and stuff, I mean, do what you want to do, but that's another situation, and I can understand why somebody would feel a certain way about that. But that's how they met you, right? So they should be able to deal with that. That's the next layer, right? If they approached you whilst you were twerking online, then that's what they like, and they need to just stick with it and not change you, right? Exactly. Flirt, extend your lighthearted energy to others. So if you wanted to find a Sister Mary Frances, he could find that too at a nunnery, okay? But he found a baddie, and now he's insecure. That's on you, sir. Don't come hunting for baddies, and your feelings won't get hurt, right? So don't let nobody change you. If you like doing what you do, do not allow anyone to change you. Okay? We have speak up, the number 33. Exactly. Speak up just like I did here. If somebody's trying to change you from a baddie to a nun, tell them to go find a nun, honey. Plain and simple. Simple and plain. Anything else, Spirit? Recovery. And you know, nuns are not going to be giving up the cakes because nuns are nuns. They are like under some sort of like oath or something, if I remember correctly. So good luck with that. We have no need to worry. Giving up the cakes. Did I just say that? Forgiveness. Oh gosh, I'm hilarious. Anything else here for the collective? Enough. Oh. Enough is enough. We have it here twice. And then protected. Protected. All right, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.